This is the analysis piece on the bottom of page 164. Move this up just a little bit. And I'm not going to go through this entire thing. It's very dense. But I want to look at each cadence, determine the key of each cadence, and we'll use that to figure out the modulation. So we'll work through the big picture and the modulations. So we can see this begins in the key of G minor. We've got two flats. We begin on a G minor chord. We end on a G major chord, but we're in the key of G. Chorales are nice because these fermata signs give us where each phrase ends. And if you look here, G minor, you see here's a D major chord to a G minor chord. It goes 5-1. We're still in G minor. Now if we look here, this ends on a D major chord. And the question is, have we modulated to D major? And if you look back, you'll see that we have not, because to modulate to D major, we would have had to include the C sharp, and we'd want to go 5-1 in the key of D. This is actually just 1 going to 5, still in the key of G minor, and this is a half cadence. Now if we look at this phrase, we see it begins on this D major chord, which is 5 in the key of G minor. But when we look here, this has ended on an F major chord. And before this is C, E, G, B flat, C7. And this bass goes from C to F. This is a perfect authentic cadence in the key of F. In the key of F, we've gone 5-7 to 1. So since we have a perfect authentic cadence in the key of F, we know that we have modulated. The difference between G minor, which is where we began, and F major is 1 flat. There's B flat, E flat in G minor. There's just B flat in the key of F. And you see here, E natural canceling out the E flat. So I want to go backwards from this point and look at all of the E's I encounter. And here is the very first E natural. So from this point on, this music is acting like the key of F major. It's made up of the pool of notes from the F major key signature. And the F major key is confirmed through this perfect authentic cadence. So we want to go back 1 chord and see if this is our common chord. This is a G minor chord. And ask yourself, does G minor exist in the key of G minor? Of course it does. Does G minor exist in the key of F? It does. That is the 2 chord. So this will be our pivot chord or our common chord, where 1 chord in the old key becomes, in the key of F, the 2 chord. And then we can continue on our analysis in the key of F. This is a 5-6 to 1, etc. Let's look through to the next phrase. This is ending on a B flat major chord, and here we've got F, A, and E flat, so this is F7. So this looks to be 5-7 to 1, a perfect authentic cadence in the key of B flat major. So now we want to think about the relationship of B flat major to F major. F major has 1 flat, B flat has 2 flats, so the difference is E natural here and E flat here. So we're going to look backwards until we see the first E flat. And from this point on, everything is acting like it's in the key of B flat major. So then we'll go to the chord right before that, this F major chord. Could this chord be a common chord between the 2 keys? Does F major exist in the key of F? Yes, of course, it's the 1 chord. Does F major exist in the key of B flat? It does, it's the 5 chord. So on this phrase, we've arrived on F as a 1 chord, and then this F ends up being treated like a 5 chord, taking us to the key of B flat major. Here, this one tells you the point of modulation. I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. And the rest of this is just standard analysis. I will post a key for all of this, but for the video, I just wanted to focus on the modulation. That's the last video for today. Happy analyzing, and hope you're all doing well, and I'll make some more videos for you tomorrow. See ya.